185. So that mark may be in jeopardy tonight, but the all-time mark of 186 to 184 in triple overtime, 1983, Denver-Detroit, I think that one's safe tonight, guys. I'm going out on a limb there.
Yeah, you would hope that the Lakers dictate the tempo, and that is going to be critical as Lamar Odom up against Harrington.
I think it's going to be hard to really dictate tempo because regardless of whether you want to walk it or not, they're going to run. That's just the way their system is. They run at all costs.
And it's cupped off the miss by Harrington. Quentin Richardson, former first-round pick of the Clips. Back at Staples Center with first basket of the game. Well, the Lakers were outboarded in the last game, 53-46, and I bring that up because they gave up 16 on the offensive end. Andrew Bynum, tough pass. It's knocked away from Luke Walton. A lot of traffic underneath, but they've got to take care of the offensive glass after giving one up early.
The Lakers also have to keep proper spacing on their offense. That time, a little too much congestion when Andrew got the basketball.
Wilson Chandler, a long free guy, a swing guy, up against Kobe. It frees up. Luke Walton on the double, and Luke burns him. We were watching Luke doing warm-ups. Didn't miss, and the rotation looked pretty good just like that.
Well, he's going to be the one guy that they're going to come off of to send their double or triple team, whatever the case may be. So he has to be confident enough to make shots.
Al Harrington forcing it. He had a good look the first time, not that time against Andrew Bynum. Created space with the bump. So the Lakers with a 1-point lead. Now Luke Walton against the smaller man, Quentin Richardson. Not a bad idea to isolate with a step back for Luke. And it'll be picked up by David Lee. He started this year 12 boards a game for David Lee. That is his range right there. Face-up game about 15, 16 feet away, and everybody should play the game with his energy and passion.
Well, he has that space because Andrew doesn't want to get too close because of the foot speed maybe of Lee, but I think Andrew still can contest a little bit and still be effective off the dribble.
Kobe for three. It'll stay out, and Lee clears it out in a hurry. Wilson Chandler has been a pleasant surprise for that as Luke Walton will get the rebound.
That's what I was talking about with tempo. I mean, if you're the Lakers, you want to run when you have good opportunities. But as far as stopping the New York Knicks from running, that's very difficult to do.
Kobe with his first basket of the game. So Kobe putting the Lakers up by one. And you also want to take care of the basketball because when the Lakers have turned it over, a team like this will run it out. Last game they played it much cleaner when it came to the mistakes.
Duan and Lee have a nice little system working, high screen and rolls. They've been very effective with that this year.
Kobe on top of the basketball. And Andrew Bynum will get it out to Luke Walton.
See, they got to take advantage of Andrew because, as I said earlier, the pace of the game will make him a non-factor unless they really feature him on the offensive end.
They look real short up against Quentin Richardson. Got the look they wanted, though. And the mismatch as well. David Lee talked about the first step. Going after it, Harrington kept it alive. David Lee, second chance opportunity. Very short. Thought he was hit and looked back at Alenda's pool.
I thought he was hit as well, but they're letting him play to start the game.
On the trail, Andrew Bynum slams it home. Luke Walton hit him in stride. Lakers by 3.
And you have to do that with Andrew because that's going to keep his motor running because in a game like this, it's so fast, centers sometimes don't get involved that much, and then they start falling asleep.
Richardson mismatch there for the Knicks. On the step through, tried to throw it away. Wilson Chandler, shorter one. And maybe he should have taken the three.
Well, he had a nice step in. He stepped off the three-pointer and had a nice look and just really didn't draw iron.
Kobe trying to create some space up against Wilson Chandler. Gets to the paint and finds Luke. Second three of the game for Luke. He had what Chandler had. Wrong club in his hand. Just a tad long. It'll be Al Harrington. And both teams struggling right now as Fish beat Lee to it. So the Lakers start the game 3 for 8, 2 for 10 for the New York Knicks. They were down 32-15 last night with about 2.5 left in the first quarter at Phoenix. So the second of a back-to-back. The Knickerbockers, last game of their 5-game road trip.
Yeah, but their system, they can be down early, but because they run so much, they can get back into it in a hurry.
Kobe trying to get Luke Walton involved.
Well, you don't want to get him involved too much.
Luke's now 1 for 5.
You just want to run your stuff, and you can get players involved by making sure you run your system and hitting the open man.
Richardson's got the range, short. Man, saves it for David Lee. So their offensive rebound of the long one. Chris Duhon. fills it up. And the triple ties it at 7. Duhon in his 5th year from Duke. 26-year-old, Slidell, Louisiana.
Phil wants a timeout. He's already up. When Phil gets up and whispers in the official's ear, it's usually nothing about dinner. It's usually when they cross midcourt, I want a TO. 7-7. We got the football score working, and there's 7:07 to go in the first.
In the opening 12 minutes, and welcome back to downtown LA. Well, tonight's broadcast on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces, serving in 177 countries out of 4 ships at sea, watching around the world, thanks to our freedom and the forces that are protecting those in Iraq, Germany, Italy, Southwest Asia, South Korea, and Japan. And thank you for all you do for us. Luke Walton will bring it in. Lamar Odom, you join us late starting. Pau Gasol and Pau get better and get better in a hurry. The most consistent Laker out tonight. Entry for Lamar, and Kobe found Lamar. He wanted a rebound, obviously, so the Lakers 9-7.
I tell you, they should just pound the belly so much tonight, because you got a small team. You have to make them pay for their lack of size, because they're going to make you pay on the other end with their quickness.
With Richardson's 2nd bucket of the game on his 3rd attempt, so it's tied at 9. Knicks 31%. Reposted Lamar Odom on the dive. Not a bad guy to go to. Andrew Bynum, and they don't have anybody lengthwise to defend Andrew.
They have nobody that can handle Andrew on the box. So again, I mean, I know I'm being repetitive, but you have to take advantage of your strength.
Knicks come into the game right now outside the playoff picture. David Lee, good soft hands, caught it, and it was a hot one. Some mustard on that one. And Lee with the dunk.
That's the combo I talked about. Chris Duhon and David Lee. They really, I don't know whether it's eye contact or what, but they've really been playing well together.
Kobe Bryant is now just moved into 21st place on the all-time scoring list. So congratulations to Kobe with that bucket. The youngest to ever score 22,000 points has now surpassed the totals of Clyde Drexler. And on the opposite end, Quentin Richardson. Boy, early activity for Richardson. Clean look. He's got 7 of the 14 for the Knicks. 14-13. Kobe up against Chandler. Right by Chandler, leading it off. Lamar hit by Harrington. Couple of free throws coming up.
There it is there, but Kobe dribbling the ball, bringing that second defender, and then when that second defender comes, you've got options there. And this time it's a drop off to Lamar, and Harrington picks up the foul, and all of a sudden he has to worry about going to the sideline, because that's his second foul.
Al Harrington headed over to the bench, and it is his first foul.
First foul?
First foul right now on Harrington. So Nate Robinson checks in. And Robinson coming off a night last night where he did lead them in scoring, but at the same time he needed a lot of shots. Just 1 for 10 from beyond the arc, but little Nate, and when I say that, he had 27 points, took 27 shots.
If you think the pace was fast before,
right,
watch the pace now with Nate in the game.
The water bug.
He just goes up and down the court, and he's fearless. And he attacks the paint as if he's 7 foot.
Chris Duhon thinking to assist first. Tim Thomas finding David Lee, and he lost the handle, trying to draw contact. Kobe in the open floor, right by Duhon. Lakers lead by 2.
A little subtle fake to his right, and that got Duhon out of position, and Kobe sailed in easily.
Richardson wanted to find out if it would continue, and that's David Lee doing what he does best. Sets up Robinson. And the Knicks vacate the premises. Luke Walton's got it. So the Knicks 6 for 17. That's high for the way they started last night. They took 37 three-pointers last night. New franchise record. Luke Walton's got to capitalize. Nate Robinson on his hip. Good awareness there by Walton. 18-14 Lakers.
Good job by Derek also to recognize the big mismatch and go right on inside. They have so many three-point shooters, though. You can't drift away from players as much.
Lakers did not drop down.
Well,
Derek Fisher funneled him to the baseline.
That's what they're taught to do. I mean, their game plan, the Lakers defensively, is to force baseline, but everybody has to be on the same page. That time, no big was there.
Nobody closed on Fish. Andrew Bynum muscles his way out. A little bit too much there for Andrew, right next to the rim. David Lee controlling the glass. It'll be Richardson, short corner 3. What a start for Quentin Richardson in double figures, 10 of the first 19 for the Knicks. So Nate Robinson on the assist. David Lee's already got 5 boards, 4 points.
3 seconds.
Yep. And a hold. It'll be called on David Lee inside.
Good seal by Andrew. He kept him on his hip, but very close to the violation because he was in the paint for some time. It's nice to see that the officials let them go a little bit with that particular rule as well.
Trevor Ariza checks into the game with 3:46 to play in the opening 12. As I mentioned, the Knicks right now 11-13 after the loss last night. So they're in the 9th position in the Eastern Conference. Wide open to the bottom 4 spots in the Eastern Conference. Kobe up against the smaller Chris Duhon.
Somebody better shoot.
Fish will. The 3-pointer for Derek. Tried to. A little bit strong. The Lakers now 1 of 4 beyond the arc, 47% overall.
Now see, Andrew has to play Tim Thomas, so he takes him way away from the basket.
Somebody want to get on Quentin Richardson? He's got 13. And the Knicks are up 5-4. They're going to space. They'll sit on the arc.
That's what they do. So you have to realize that. It's no surprise that they're going to be on the arc.
Odom, a little bit long. Kobe took it away. Richardson thought he'd get it out, and Kobe can't make him pay. So he's too hard off the window.
Nice reaction by Kobe. He bounced off the floor so quick to get that interception.
Tough pass. Robinson collected it, got it to Thomas in one motion. What a sequence. Nate Robinson on a bullet bounce.
And that's why it emphasizes your man-to-man defense, where you just lock up on each other, on each man, so that you don't have to help and free up three-point shooting.
Nobody got Richardson. He goes out of bounds, glancing off the rim. And unfortunately for the Lakers, off for one of the few times, Quentin Richardson.
You know, that system, though, you know, D'Antoni can't say anything about guys coming down and pulling, because that's the way they played. When we come back, we'll talk about the Knicks' 2-year plan, and it seems to be a good one.
So now, Stephon Marbury, courtside, and his $21 million this year come off the books.
Yeah, he's got a big smile on his face. You would too if you were getting $21 million for doing anything, let alone doing nothing.
They told him to take a break. He has not played this year.
They told him he was ready to play at the beginning of training camp. They told him that they had no plans for him.
Yeah, he was not a part of the plan. And when they did mention to him a couple of times, would you like to get some minutes? He said, wait a minute, you already told me I wasn't a part of the plan. So now he's away from the club, although here in L.A. working on Sasha off the bench. And right away, this could be his kind of game. 25-20.
He's a speed dribbler anyhow. Every time, if you notice Sasha, every time he touches the ball, it's a speed dribble.
Nice pass inside. Nate Robinson getting an edge on Jordan Farmar. Duhon finds him. Duhon, and you brought it up. With a nice little thing going with David Lee. It's already been a breakthrough start for Duhon.
Well, Duhon's playing very well. I mean, he's recognizing situations. That time he recognized the curl, gets the ball to Nate. Nate, you know, he may be under 6 feet or so, but I tell you something, he attacks the basket and has some pop in his body as well.
You think it's in the genes, that football mentality? Jacques Vaughn, his father, MVP of the Rose Bowl 1982, MVP of the Orange Bowl 1985. So, tough customer. Lamar Odom working before it came in and took Arrington down to the block.
Good entry pass from Josh Powell. I mean, just recognize things, run your offense. Josh doesn't play much right now, but showed some real poise on that play.
And in a game like this where they're going to be up and down, see a lot of guys get a few minutes. Farmar is called on the reach, and it's going to be for 3 free throws. So already Farmar barely on the floor, and he's got 2 fouls.
When you reach out toward a player, that player usually brings the ball up through your hand just to get that contact. No question he hit him on the arm, and that's free throws coming for Nate.
Yeah, and you didn't see any argument at all from Jordan Farmar. So Nate Robinson, I mentioned, 27 shots, a volume guy, and only 1 for 10 last night from beyond the arc. He had 10 of their 37 three-point attempts. You can win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Lakers home game, courtesy of Verizon Wireless. And enter text Lakers to 66196 by the end of tonight's game. 1 winner per game. Sweepstakes open to residents of L.A., Ventura, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Orange counties. You have to be 18 for all the rules. Just go to Lakers.com.
Knicks already with 30 on the board. Still a minute and a half to go in the first as Nate makes it 31. So the pace of the game right where the Knicks want it, and you know, it's up to the Lakers to just run their offense, because it's going to be difficult to stop the Knicks from just running and gunning.
Final 90 seconds. Josh Powell, the face-up game, and it always looks good, and especially at that range over Tim Thomas, who's not known for his defense. So Josh Powell on the floor and on the board, 31-24.
Josh Powell has a beautiful stroke. I mean, the rotation on the ball, I mean, hands up together, down together.
Entering Chandler beat Trevor Ariza to the spot. The entry from Nate Robinson. So the Lakers just a step slow at the defensive end of the floor.
Well, that time Trevor tried to go over the top on the post play. Very difficult.
Jordan Farmar doesn't get the roll. It's kept alive. Tapped around by Paul. Lamar Odom, the recipient, on the opposite end.
And the Lakers showing that they can dominate on the glass because of their length. But here's the problems that they've had on the defensive end is the quickness.
And again, break down defensively when you're giving up layups like that. So Al Harrington finding space behind Lamar Odom for the entry.
You have to have sight of the ball and your man.
Blocked by Thomas. Sets it up. Sasha for three. And Josh Powell trying to get to it. Boxed out. It's going to be
foul on Josh Powell.
Loose ball foul out of frustration as Nate Robinson hit the deck. So second in the final 2 minutes for the Lakers. So a couple more free throws. So not exactly what the Lakers were looking for. We talked about tempo. It favors the New York Knicks when you get into an open floor game with them. And don't go into what you do best, which is setting it up.
Well, again, I mean, I know I'm repetitive, but when you play against a smaller team and you have size, if you don't make them pay on the inside, they're going to make you pay around the perimeter and up and down the 84.
Last night, the Phoenix Suns made sure Shaquille O'Neal had a lot of touches at the outset of the game.
Beat up the belly.
Yeah. He finished with better than 20 points, 12 boards, and even hit free throws at the end of the game. He had 18 free throw attempts, and I was talking to David Lee, who fouled out of the game, and he said, you wouldn't believe, he hit free throws down the stretch. He hit 4 of his last 5 free throws because it was only a 3-point game. The Knicks got within 3 with a little more than 3 minutes to play.
Let's see if the Lakers use up all of this clock. They've only got 8 seconds on the game clock. Shot clock is off.
Now Farmar.
He may not get a shot.
And a floater off balance, and that'll do it. And that kind of sums things up for the Lakers in the first 12 minutes of play. So New York finishes 10 for their last 13 for the field.
Well, the Knicks did what they wanted to do in that first quarter on both ends of the floor. And as a result of that, they're going to go into the second with an 11-point lead after putting up 37 points. Going into the second quarter, and the Knicks with an 11-point advantage. They put up 37 in the first quarter, and a lot of that was at the hands of Quentin Richardson. You're talking about pursuing perfection. Leads all scorers with 13. Made 3 3-pointers. Total of 5 out of 8 from the field. Didn't get to the charity stripe because nobody was close enough to foul him. Lakers have to pick up on the defensive end.
Interesting configuration on the floor for the Lakers. Vladimir Radmanovic checks in for the first time tonight, and it's going to be moving screen right away. Nate Robinson hit the deck, but he's got the offensive foul, and I bring it up because Kobe's out there, along with Radmanovic, Ariza, Powell, and Sasha Vujacic.
Well, you change your rotations a bit because of the score. I mean, when you're already down by 11, and the team is shooting it the way they're shooting it, you may want to put some offensive power out there along with that defense.
The runoff Radmanovic. 10 on the shot clock for the Lakers on their first possession of the second quarter. Ariza's got a little step through if he wants it, and he'll get a couple of free throws from Tim Thomas. So the Lakers give up 37, and I talked about runouts, and that's without 1 turnover for the Lakers in the first quarter.
Simply the pace of the game where the Knicks did what they normally do. Spread the floor, hit 3-pointers, or take 3-pointers. Tonight they just happen to be knocking them down. As a team, they're shooting 50% from that distance.
No, free throws an issue for the Lakers, and that's why they ran extra and more conditioning yesterday, because they did not hit 75% a couple of times.
They didn't have to worry about running extra yesterday. They're going to run extra today.
75% was all they had to do. Did a better job in the last game, hitting 17 of 19. The previous game, though, 21 for 35. Trevor Ariza brings it down to 9, 37 to 28. Nate Robinson caught in the air, found Chandler.
Space
wide open. Now Harrington burns him. So they're going to sit on the arc, but the Lakers collapse to the paint.
Well, you can't have 3 guys go to 1. If you're going to send a second guy, that's one thing. But 3 guys going to the offensive player will get you into a whole lot of trouble. And I think that's one of the reasons why Phil Jackson is up right now saying defensively, we can't send that many players. Phil with the timeout.
12-point deficit early for the Lakers against a team that they've taken 10 of the last 14 overall, 4 of the last 5 here at Staples Center. And Phil Jackson wonders what's going on at the defensive end of the floor, where the New York Knicks already have 40 on 54% shooting. Trevor Ariza settling with a long-range shot. Good look, though, for Sasha, and he'll rattle it home. Lakers down by 9. Sasha off the bench with a quick 5 and 3 minutes of play. And I mentioned it could work to his favor, because he will space. Now Nate Robinson leaps into a 3, and I worried about him coming in because he had such a brutal night shooting from beyond the arc last night. 13 points already for Robinson.
Yeah, well, he's one of those. The one I was worried about was Quentin Richardson, and he got off to the great start for New York.
Now Kobe working on Chandler. Clear pass to the basket. Blocked away and recovered Chandler. Radmanovic blows the easy one. And back at it, it'll be Josh Powell going to the line to shoot 2. So activity at least on the offensive glass by the Lakers. And a couple of free throws for Powell.
Well, that's Josh Powell's game there. I mean, this guy gets in the paint, tries to establish a good position, and then just explodes to get offensive rebounds and tries to get it put back up. So 2 free throws coming to Josh Powell with the Lakers down by a dozen.
The foul is on David Lee. His second foul early. 6 for 6 at the free throw line for the New York Knicks at the outset. 3 of 4 now for the Lakers. The Lakers are just shooting 41% overall.
The Knicks shooting 56% overall. So you can see where the problem lies in this 11-point deficit.
I don't know if you want to trap this team to play full court. Robinson will run the offense. And off the high screen and roll, throws it away. Trevor Ariza coming up with Kobe. Sasha sees a crease. Thought about Radmanovic. Kobe trying to create. Ariza on the space. Sasha on the run out. Doesn't settle for the 3. Good move. Took the mid-range 14-15 footer. That's 7 for the machine. Getting better and better at recognizing that players defensively are running at him. You don't have to shoot it really quick when they're totally in your face. Let them fly by, take a step in and get a better look. That's exactly what Thomas is doing. And Thomas, just like Sasha, capitalizes on the shorter one. That's 5 for Tim Thomas, who came over from the Clippers along with Coutinho Mobley in the Zach Randolph deal. Kobe. A little pinch post position close to the basket. No double. Off the glass, real short. Good defense by, and I mentioned the length of Wilson Chandler. On the break, David Lee. So the Lakers getting beat in the transition. 13-point lead, biggest of the game for the New York Knicks. 47 already. And we still have 9 to play in the half. This is looking like a 65-point half here. Trevor Ariza slicing his way to the rim. Josh Powell can't control Ariza. Got him out of position. And got to finish that, especially when you're down by 13. But he comes up empty. Unfortunately, like Trevor turned an ankle coming down. It's going to be an offensive foul. Harrington out of control. Kobe accepted it. It'll go back to the Lakers when we return. Well, that's the kind of defense the Lakers are going to have to play. They're going to have to know what to do and when to do it, because the Knicks are running them right now, up 13 with 8:39 to play. To pay attention to all of the Knicks, but especially to Mr. Robinson. Former Washington Husky in his 4th year, and it's a guy that averages 15 a game. And as you mentioned, 16 already off the bench in 11 minutes to go along with 4 assists. So he set up 4 other buckets. Luke Walton, Derek Fisher, Kobe Bryant, Lamar Odom, and Andrew Bynum. The starting 5 on the floor now. Final 6 minutes of the first half of the Lakers. Let's see if they can get some stops. Trailing by 11, 50-39. Quick double on Kobe. There they finally get after a touch. Yeah, he goes up with it. It's flat, but it's flat down. And the Lakers are back within 9 because he got off the ground. Again, I mean, he's 3 out of 5 from the field.
Go to Andrew, really weaken that defense, and all of the other guys will be able to get the benefits of it. He'll set the table for you, and if he doesn't get the double or the triple team, let him have the big night. I mean, they don't have anybody that can guard Andrew in the post. David Lee is trying as best he can, but he doesn't have the height to handle Andrew.
Yeah, he got bounced around a lot last night. He had to guard Shaq. Backdoor Robinson. Lakers never saw it. How do you miss that?
Well, it's the back screen that the center comes out and sets. And if there's no communications from your center defensively, then he's going to be free for that shot.
Kobe on the long deuce. And Quinn Richardson lost it out of bounds. It should belong to the Lakers, and it will.
Well, it looked
pressure
like
of Lamar Odom.
Yeah, it looked like David Lee and Q battled each other under the pressure from Lamar. That last play, though, Andrew is the back man. He has to be the guy that sees that. And that time he didn't see it in the easy hoop.
Fresh shot clock for the Lakers. Luke Walton working and right to the rim against Quentin Richardson. Edward already taken David Lee away from the basket.
In the post, it seems like they can score against this team when they want to. The Knicks want you to shoot long jumpers. That gets them going in transition with the long rebounds.
So 9-point deficit for the Lakers. Trailing by 13. It'll be Robinson. Short, real short. And Andrew Bynum did a good job because that came off quickly.
That's why you have to have your hands in the ready position. That ball came off the rim and just about took Andrew's head off.
Backdoor Kobe, knocked away by David Lee and picked up by Chris Duhon. Lakers still only have 2 turnovers compared to 7. And by the way, the Lakers shoot the rest of the half. But nobody guarded Duhon. He said, I'll find a rhythm with the dribble. If you're not going to come out, I'll take it. Back to 12, 55-43. And the Knicks are 9 of 18 beyond the arc.
Live by that 3. Sometimes you die by it. But right now they're living and scoring easily.
Andrew Bynum finding Luke Walton, who couldn't reverse it home, but going to the free throw line on the dive.
There's the setting of the table by Andrew. Into the post. Man turns his head. You get a cut. Return pass. You get free throws. This game isn't that complicated.
Get it inside, as you mentioned, because anything along off the glass is headed the other way in a hurry. Clippers won their 3rd straight tonight. They won at Oklahoma City, 98-88. They're now 7-17. Other finals, we'll get to that in just a moment, as Denver lost and had their 4-game winning streak snapped at Houston. We'll enter the Toyota Text to Win contest right now for a chance to win a couple of Laker tickets or an autographed team basketball. It's all courtesy of your Southern California Toyota dealers. Text the word Toyota to 525-377. All the details, just go to Lakers.com.
And the Lakers down by 10. There's still almost 4 minutes to go in the half. If they could just turn the defensive pressure up, they'd be okay.
David Lee trying the long 2. Knicks still at 53% after the miss.
Andrew trying to set up too high on the box on the post though. Get on the box and get it right there.
Top. Andrew Bynum with a quick double, but stay with it. He will. And a little bit too strong on the glass. Wilson Chandler altering his course. Luke Walton held him up. It's going to be 2 free throws, even though they're not in the bonus.
Well, 2 more free throws for the Knicks, and that's not a spot. This is only the guy that has shot free throws for the Knicks thus far has been Nate Robinson. So this is something new for New York at 3:23 of the 2nd quarter.
So New York, a lot of energy coming off the second of a back-to-back. That's the matchup tonight because they played, and only an hour away, of course, flight-wise, to the Phoenix Suns. So they didn't get in late last night.
It's a new day. Professional athlete.
They had a chance.
24 hours to rest.
I mentioned they lost by 8, 111-103, but they were only down by 3 last night. So 8 of 8 at the free throw line after the makes by Chandler. The Lakers back down by a dozen. So many points given up. As it's knocked away, Walton stays with it. Find him. Got to go up strong, big boy. Why wouldn't he dunk that? It'll be a couple of free throws coming up for Andrew Bynum.
Well, one thing I think is affecting Andrew under the basket is conditioning right now. The pace of the game is fatiguing him a little bit, so maybe he doesn't have the explosiveness to dunk all these balls, and he's just getting it up there and just flipping it and missing those. And yeah, it'd be nice to see him just catch it there and just power it up and take somebody with him. But the pace of the game will take your legs away.
Well, he's got 3 boards to go along now with 7 points. That's his first trip to the free throw line. He joined us late. Pau Gasol out with a strep throat. He's already been sent home. Did not practice, go to the shoot-around today. But he is going to be traveling with the team on Thursday. Drew only gets 1 of 2.
And you mentioned he had only 3 rebounds. But, again, the way they run their offense, Drew is away from the basket quite a bit. I mean, he's not able to patrol the paint.
Knocked away by Lamar Odom.
And with that dead ball, we get our timeout after the 3-minute mark.
We've seen so far from Nate Robinson. They average 105 a game, but you can score on them. And it's just like the Phoenix days for Mike D'Antoni. They've given him 107 a game. That is second worst in the NBA. Clips win their 3rd straight. I mentioned that in Oklahoma City. Chicago thought they were going to get 500 tonight, and they blew it late. The Rockets stopped the Nuggets' 4-game winning streak. Chicago lost in overtime at Charlotte, 110-101. Knicks bring it in. Inside a 3 to play, and how do the Lakers close the half? Wilson Chandler tried to give it away. And now the shot clock down. Chandler's going up. It'll come out to Lamar Odom. Not exactly a high percentage look.
Well, the mishandled pass put them in a position where they had to take a bad shot coming out of a timeout.
Andrew Bynum isolation against David Lee. Got to go up. He will. Thomas will clear it out quickly. So Andrew now 3 of 7. Richardson, the hottest one before Robinson came into the game. And Richardson showing the good touch that we've seen in the past before. Only 1 year, and he did play with Mike D'Antoni, don't forget, and it was that 1 season in Phoenix. Duhon orchestrating things, and there's Tim Thomas wide open. Break for the Lakers, but on the long rebound, the Lakers don't recover. Thomas tries to burn with the second, and will get it. The triple. They've already taken 21 threes. They set a franchise record last night with 37 from beyond the arc. And that's the biggest lead of the game for the Knicks, 14. Kobe blowing past Chandler. Deep, David Lee tried to deny him. That was a difficult shot for Kobe with Lee right there.
There's an example, though, of their shot blocking abilities. They don't really block shots. David will stay there most of the time position-wise.
And Lee can't get the ricochet. Went right to him off Bynum's hands. Now Drew clears it out. Fish on the trail, but Lamar takes it to the hole and can't create. He got it there. Didn't get the bucket. Lakers still down by a dozen. So the Lakers at 39% compared to 50% for the Knicks. Mismatch inside David Lee. His strong side's the left side. He's a southpaw, and he went that way. Back to 14. So now the Lakers have given up more points in the first half to any opponent this season. Previous worst had been, that's a low, 61 against Indiana.
We talked about the Knicks being on pace for 65, and they've got 62 with less than a minute to play. The last 2, they got on the mismatch. David Lee being guarded by Kobe, just turns and shoots the ball easily with his strong hand. No help on that side. Get it forced to where there's a little bit of help. Or, you know, when you want them, when you think they're going to double team, they don't. When you don't think they're going to double team, they do.
Kobe, first Laker in double figures. He's got 10. Josh Powell taking over. Andrew Bynum's been out there for 18 minutes, and you mentioned it. You could see not a lot of spring in the step.
That's the pace of the game. I mean, you really can't fault your bigs that much because the small team is going to run you more.
Right.
And it's going to take away a little bit of your effectiveness, especially if you're not pounding them where they are, you know, they're feeling your wrath.
The Lakers, thanks to 2 by Kobe, 71% of the stripe, 10 of 14. Trail, though, still by a dozen. Another 3. Richardson on the late close, beat him to the punch. That is 11 3-pointers already out of 22 tries. 16 for Quentin Richardson. Kobe with an answer. Lip of the rim. Gobbled up by David Lee. Boy, he knows his role, doesn't he? David Lee's already got 10 boards. There's only one guy that starts in the NBA who averages more as a starter, and that's Dwight Howard. Richardson again. Barely got there. So the Lakers will slow it down for the final shot. Only a little more than a second. The difference between the game clock and the shot clock and everything New York wanted, they got in the first half, didn't they?
I hope so. They got 65 points, so I hope they got everything they wanted. They wanted more than this. Woo.
Tempo.
Not realistic.
Dictated it. Now Lamar. Across to Luke Walton. Got to go in a hurry. He will. That's the way the Lakers go to the locker room, shooting 36%, trailing by 15.
Well, trailing by 15 for a number of reasons, and I'm sure the staff at halftime will explain those reasons to the team.
So the catalyst, the little guys, Nate Robinson, 18, Quentin Richardson with 16, as those two combined to shoot 11 for 18. Jack of the Box halftime report. Let's head to Billy Mack now and the guys.
You got the stat sheet in your hand. I'm assuming there's a lot of things in there you really don't want to see in that first half.
Well, we've got a tiger by the tail, but we knew that coming in, that they're very quick up and down the floor. And if our fans can remember Phoenix in recent years, and they've just moved to east to New York in the same style, different personnel, but they're doing exactly the same thing.
What did you tell them to fix in the second half? Obviously, get out on the three-point line?
Told them to play better.
Simple enough, Jim. And sometimes, you know what, folks, a good offense is a pretty good defense. Lakers did not shoot well enough in that first half either, guys.
All right, thank you, Michael. Well, let's see if they can get some stops. 65 on 51%. And hopefully Andrew Bynum, after 18 minutes in the first half at 7-4, can help out down on the block offensively in the absence of Pau Gasol. And that's a huge loss for the Lakers, don't forget. Pau Gasol, their second leading scorer with 18 and 9, so that's the way it begins for the Knicks. The Lakers down by 15, so plenty of time. But it starts at the defensive end. Kobe. And that's a beginning. So Kobe just beyond the free throw line. Up to 13 on 5 of 12 from the field.
Well, if ever the Lakers needed to man up where they can just get their own men and not worry about as much help, it's against a team like New York that's hot from the perimeter. So let's see if they make adjustments here in the second half.
On the switch, long 2 off the lip of the rim for Richardson.
That's the way the Lakers want them to play in the second half, taking contested shots and missing.
Andrew Bynum. Good look on the little jump hook. David Lee couldn't do anything about it. First 4 belong to the Lakers. Kobe, Andrew. Bynum now with 9. Lee, right hand that time.
Well,
David Lee into double figures.
He's good around the basket using both hands, and he's got the nice quick jump that negates the ability of a taller player.
He averages 14 and 10 and a half. One of the league's leading rebounders. In the starting lineup, it's 12 boards a game. Kobe over Chandler. And Chandler's a long guy guarding him at 6'8", and a legit 6'8".
All that does is force Kobe sometimes to take the proper arc on the shot. A lot of his are flat. The last few have not been.
Duhon, a rare turnover for him. Luke Walton on the break. Hit, and he'll go to the line looking for the three-point play.
Wow, what a bad play by Q. Q was doing a great job of hustling back. I thought he was going to get in a position to prevent Luke from shooting, period. But he allowed the foul and then allowed Luke to follow through with the and one. Reaching at the ball, foul, basket, send Luke to the free throw line, and just like that, the Lakers have cut into that double-digit lead. The lead is now only 8.
67-59, 9-2 start to the second half of the Lakers. So just what the doctor ordered. That's in less than 2 minutes. Duhon gave up the dribble. So already, and they're not even at the arc yet. A lot of the clock gone. Choked off the paint, and Lamar Odom collaborating with Derek Fisher to take it away. Numbers for the Lakers. Fisher on the pull-up game. And he'll get the roll. Timeout, New York. The Lakers 11-2 out of the locker room. Phil Bicep.
You hear me talk about the first 5 minutes? Well, in the first 2 minutes, the Lakers have gotten the job done. If they come out of the locker room,
guard who's not in uniform tonight. We'll get to that in a minute. But Stephon Marbury, what do you think about this game? We thought it would be up and down. That's exactly where we're getting.
Oh, definitely. You know, the way how we play, you know, it's an up and down game. So you get up by 10, up by 15, you can go down by 10. But the guys are playing really well.
Stephon, you and I were talking before the game. This is one of the strangest situations we've probably seen in the NBA. You are getting paid to be a New York Knicks, but the team has told you not to come to practice, not to come to the games. It's almost like a little bit of a purgatory situation for you, but you seem to have a really positive attitude about it.
Oh, I mean, you know, for me, that's the only thing that you can have. You know, God has been good to me for me being able to sit down and watch the game and still get paid. You know, so for me, I'm just enjoying my time off. I'm working out, training, you know, and I'm taking care of my business with Starbury. You know, I'm launching in the next 3 weeks on Starbury.com, where I'll be selling all my sneakers and all my apparel. So I'm able to do the other things off the court. So I'm blessed.
Real quickly, you have a lot going on, and as I said, you're getting paid. You're making $20 million this year, so that's nothing to be frustrated about. But you are a professional athlete, and you want to play. So there has to be some level of frustration on your part that you're not, at least with another team, if not the Knicks.
I'm past that part. I sat on the bench for almost a month, and, it's going on a month as far as me not being able to play and me not being with the team. So, I've adjusted to that. It was a difficult situation the first week, but like I said, I didn't create this problem. So, for me, it's out of my hands. It's basically in the Knicks' hands as far as the direction that we're going in.
Well, Stephon, we definitely appreciate the time, and good luck with whatever happens to your situation this season, man. Thanks for coming out.
All right.
All right, Stephon Marbury with the New York Knicks, only in salary, not in uniform, but his team is up 7 right now on the Lakers, 84-77.
84-77 after the Lakers came back out, and that was the 22nd timeout that was taken by Mike D'Antoni. Well, they got the ball inside. They got it to David Lee. They got the quick after the Lakers did a double. They got it to the opposite side quickly with a wide open jumper. So they succeeded in stopping the Lakers' momentum, and now the Knicks are back up by 7 at any time, as you see around the arena tonight, around Staples Center. Anytime these two teams get together, there's going to be a lot of familiar faces. Josh Powell is coming back into the game for the Lakers. Joining Trevor Ariza, Jordan Farmar, Kobe, and Vladimir Radmanovich.
I know you've never seen this feisty on the floor at the same time. The Lakers, obviously, with Powell out of the lineup because of illness, have kind of altered their substitution pattern. And then again, with the deficit that they faced, that's been a problem as well.
Kobe now over Chandler. Man, tried to, popped out. Nate Robinson, smallest guy on the floor, coming away with it. Jordan Farmar matching up the speed of Robinson. It cost him in the first half. He had a couple of quick fouls. Played only 3 minutes.
See, you switch that wide.
And David Lee can't convert.
And there's no way they should have switched that play. First of all, it's a big-little switch. You don't like to switch big-little.
Kobe asking for the pick. Reason out of bounds. Indecision. First wanted to pass, then continued the dribble and went right out of bounds. So turnover for the Lakers. There's 7.
When he caught it, he actually had a shot, but he missed his last one. And he's one of those players that, I think his last shot lingers in his mind. If he would have made his last one, he wouldn't have hesitated to take that one. But he missed his last one, so he was indecisive.
And for the game, Trevor Ariza, indecisive, a 1 for 5. Robinson high off the window. Took out the shot blocker. So 6-0 run now for the Knicks as they're back up by 9, 86-77. And Nate Robinson with 22 off the bench.
Leading scorer in the game.
It'll be Farmar. Long 3. Ariza. And it's out of bounds because of the presence of Ariza. Knocked it away from Richardson, and Richardson touched it last.
There's no question. I thought that Quentin Richardson touched it last. He's complaining, but I think it's just the way they complain these days.
The Knicks shot 50%, 51% of the half, 48% so far in the contest now. Kobe will take another pick from Josh Powell. Spacing.
See the indecisiveness there?
Yeah, and Ariza this time cleans up. Lakers needed it. Back to 6, 86-80. Huge for Trevor Ariza. With 7 points off the bench. Robinson splits the defense. With a mad scramble now for the Lakers. And Richardson going to the line to shoot 2.
You said it right. Mad scramble. When you're scrambling like that, it's tough to make good defensive plays. That last basket, though, by Trevor. Initially, he wanted to put it on the floor. The defender backed off, so he pulled his right foot back, got it behind the line, and drilled the 3.
Quentin Richardson, he was the hottest at the outset of the game. He had 13, it seemed, in the first 6 minutes. He's got 17 with the made free throw.
Okay,
Kobe with 6 boards.
Kobe goes out. Sasha comes in. So this unit is obviously a total second-line unit. No starters on the floor. So it's going to be imperative that this unit run their system.
Farmar, little lead out there. Sasha at the 2, Ariza at the 3. Final minute.
See, they got issues already. Clock is down under 10. They haven't done anything.
Sasha on the attack up against Chandler. Got to go up. It'll be Farmar. Look back. And Jordan alertly went up. 88-82. Clutch.
Again, this unit must get into their offense quicker. They can't play around with the ball. They don't have not one guy that really is a one-on-one guy.
Ariza's length takes it away from Richardson. In the transition, Ariza. 88-84. The steal, the bucket, and electrifying the crowd at Staples.
And Trevor says, Stu, if I can get steals like that, get out in transition, we don't have to run our offense.
So it was 15 at the half, 3 seconds the difference between the shot clock and the game clock, and the second unit continued to get the stops. Robinson on the pick with Lee. Better rotation, but it frees up Robinson. Long on the three, you can see it out of his hands. Radmanovich and Ariza come up with it. Trevor at the buzzer. It'll count if it goes.
It's still going.
Just short.
It's still going.
A good third for the Lakers.
And a good finish to the third because they fell behind by 9 or so again, but then they made the late push. 11 for 23, but so far here in the second half, they've cooled off a bit. And the Lakers hope they stay cool.
Yeah, they take 30 threes a game. That is the most in the league, and that would be a single season league record if the Knicks continue at that pace. The previous best was 26 a game by the Golden State Warriors. That's the league record.
They're on pace tonight to get to 40.
Well, 37 last night I mentioned. That's the franchise record. So they're 12 of 29. You talked about how hot they were early. They're still at 41%. The Lakers are 5 of 21, so they've had their share. Not much success, though. And the right guy at the line, who's got a good stroke, Tim Thomas. He was originally the lottery pick in the 97 draft, starting with the Sixers. He's also been with the Bucks, Knicks, Suns, and back to the Knicks now. Clippers for the last 3 seasons after coming over as a free agent. And Thomas gives them what they wanted out of the timeout, the three-point play. 97-90 as Kobe's back into the game. Now Lamar on his strong side, right by, curls it home, past Harrington.
So once Lamar turns that corner, if you're the weak side, you've got to get yourself obviously out of the restricted area, but you've got to get over there because he can turn a corner with that left hand.
Now the Lakers dug themselves a huge hole that came in late tonight. They were down by 15 at the half, gave up 65 in the first 24 minutes of play. Farmer called for the reach.
And that's a foul, too. I mean, there's no question about that push. Coming off the screen.
But unfortunately for the Lakers now, the Knicks shoot the rest of the way. That's the 4th team foul on the Lakers. Only 2 team fouls on the Knicks. So with the lead in the ball, they will shoot the rest of the night with 7:59 left. Only 4 minutes gone to the 4th. Now, fish back in to Farmer. Switch with Powell. Nate Robinson, little space. 99-92, his night, isn't it? 26 for Robinson, 8 of 13 with 4 assists.
That's why it's so important to get the guys when the game first starts. Don't let them start feeling good about themselves.
Kobe, man, you can tell the way he's adjusted and arcing it over the longer Chandler. 99-94.
But again, the key now is to keep the ball out of Nate Robinson's hands. He's the guy that's breaking them down individually.
Al Harrington in an isolation play on his strong side on a spin. Got over the space, but short-armed it. And he had a decent look.
They got a little bit of alligator arms on that one, didn't he?
Touched by Harrington. Lakers will have it. 7:09 to play in the contest, only down by 5. Well, they bring Duhan. So Duhan in the game with Robinson. And Duhan's going to handle it more than Nate.
Yeah, he'll handle it to set up their offense.
Right.
But a lot of the times they run Nate off the screens and get the ball back in his hands.
Duhan coming down. Lamar's going to the line. So Kobe recognized that was good that he got rid of it that quickly on the double.
The exact time that he should have gotten rid of it, he did. Lamar with the dive, Kobe with the pass, and the foul.
5 minutes gone here in the 4th. Boy, it takes a lot out of you, though, Stu, to make those runs. Keep playing and climbing and climbing.
When you're climbing up a hill, yeah, it obviously takes a lot out of you. But at the same time, you owe it to no one but yourself because you allowed yourself to get into that hole.
Lamar Odom with the first of 2. Very nice night for Lamar in his first start. 31 minutes of play with 14 and 11. So Andrew Bynum still over there. But it's not a big lineup right now for the New York Knicks. A very small lineup without David Lee on the floor. Lamar comes through at the strike.
Well, David Lee is what, 6'10"?
Yeah, he's the biggest guy by far.
And Tim Thomas is listed at 6'10", so they're not lacking any size compared to what they had out there.
Thomas is going to bring it away from the basket. And Nate Robinson tried to create the contact. Lamar is going to watch out from behind. And out of control, out of bounds, back.
The first problem with that was two players running side by side, Derek and Kobe, and Lamar tries to throw it. He throws it behind the shoulder of Derek Fisher, and it goes out of bounds. You never want two guys offensively running side by side on a wing.
Take a turnover, the 9th of the game for the Lakers, and give it away. Kobe's got it. On the dunk. Lakers back within 199-98, the closest they have been since very early in this game.
At that time, Harrington dived, and Nate Robinson thought he was going to just step back for the three. He throws it to Kobe.
Lakers haven't led since the first 6 minutes. Lamar trying to take it away from Harrington. And Harrington strong to the hole with a two-hander.
Again, that's what happens with one gamble. Lamar thought he could get it. When he didn't get it, he gave up advantage, or the defensive stance gave the advantage back to the offensive player, and he gets a dunk.
3-point Nick lead. Al Harrington with a dozen on the dunk. Just 4 of 13, though.
Lakers need some stuff going toward the basket.
It'll be Kobe for three. Got it! It is all even. 101. 101. 26 for Kobe.
Well, fourth quarter, man. This is the fourth quarter, if I'm not mistaken, so let's see what he does.
Best finisher in the game, denying Chandler. And the Lakers look for their first lead since the first 6 minutes of the game. 5.5 to play.
A hoop here may force the Knicks to take the TO.
Kobe on the switch has two. Now weaves his way to the rack. Sets up Fish. Derek on the run out. Mid-range. Lakers lead. 103-101. Timeout New York.
You got to love this game. Still 5:18
to the Lakers because of the return of David Lee. Josh Powell did a good job. And it'll be Nate Robinson going to the free throw line, drawing the contact. Andrew was inside the restraining arc.
And Nate does an excellent job of creating contact, though. He realizes that at his size, even though he has really good jumping ability, he has to get into the chest of the shot blocker. So he jumps right into Andrew, waits for the contact, and then just throws it up, looking for the three-point play.
Yeah, it was actually outside of the arc by a couple of feet, but lunged as Andrew did not have the angle. Couldn't square up in time. I don't blame him with the speed of Robinson. It's a one-point game.
Nate Robinson is perfect from the charity stripe tonight. 9 out of 9 for a game-leading 27 points in 27 minutes.
Season high for the little guy, up to 28. Josh Powell did a good job when they had Thomas on the floor, but back is David Lee. Let's see if they can get Andrew Bynum involved on the block as well. Coming out with a high screen and roll with Kobe. Andrews back there. Gonna be Lamar over. Nobody went to Lamar, and he'll glass it home. He was surprised, wasn't he? Nobody closed out there, 105-103.
That's why you don't make up your mind beforehand. Wait and see what the defense is going to do.
Season high for Lamar. Yes, he's got now 17 points.
See, this is what they like there. Nate Robinson coming off the screen, making a play.
Harrington deep into the clock now, knocked away by Ariza. Lakers on the run out. Odom with Ariza. Trevor's got it. Lakers by 4, matching their largest lead of the game, and that came in the first 6 minutes of play.
Trevor deserved that one. He's the guy that reached in and created the turnover and then got into transition and with the finish.
Pick and roll game. David Lee blocked on top. Andrew Bynum and Ariza came over. Again, Lakers with numbers. Kobe looking at the crease of the defense. With a step through, why not? Bynum kept it alive. Lee knocked it away. Who's it belong to?
Ball. That's bad. It's New York basketball.
The Knicks ball.
That's some defensive play, though, by Andrew Bynum. Goes up, just cradles it almost, and puts the Lakers in transition, but they weren't able to come up with any production.
Yeah, Ariza even on top of it. So 3 hands right on top of the leather with David Lee. 107, 103. And the stops continue for the Lakers. Good luck tracking that kid. Chandler on the whip out.
That's a nice flyby.
Yeah, or Trevor Ariza on the way by. So Wilson Chandler, and I said a real fine second-year under DePaul. 23rd overall last year. And he has come through in this system. This system fits Wilson Chandler. 107-105. Kobe on the double. Right back from Andrew Bynum. Good spacing. Ariza was headed to the basket. Fish wanted to give it to him. Bad time for a turnover. 10th of the game for the Lakers. 7th in the second half. Pick and roll game. Lee gets the equalizer. David Lee's improved his range in face-up game. Ties it at 107 as he's got 16 and 13.
This is going to go down to last possession.
I said 2 seconds could mean a lot in this game. And that's why they put it back on the clock, fortunately, for the Lakers.
4-0 run here by the Knicks. They've erased the 4-point lead by the Lakers. And Phil Jackson says, well, with 2:49 to play, we're in the area of the game where we can't have any miscues. We've got to talk it over. Make sure we get it right. See if the rest of the team can go along with Lamar and answer the final 2:49.
So we're all even with two of the 3 highest scoring teams in the NBA. The Lakers leading the league 108 a game, 105 per contest for the New York Knicks. They both delivered, haven't they? Knicks had 65 in the first half, held the Lakers to 50. Out of the timeout, Kobe jumping it, and Andrew Bynum held by Harrington. That's a break for the Knicks. Before the shot, just grabbed him from behind. Otherwise, it's an easy play. And the Lakers lead. 4th on Harrington, and now they're out of fouls as well. Next time, you hear a whistle, the Lakers shoot.
And he grabbed him before he had reception of the basketball. Otherwise, that would have been a continuation type play. And Andrew possibly could be going for a 3-point opportunity.
The same play out of the timeout, screen and roll. Mark withdrew, gave it away.
That's a tough play for your big because he was worried about running into a defensive player, so he takes his eye off of it a bit. You almost want your bigs to catch it when they're stationary, not when they're on the move.
Dave Robinson lost the handle. Fish stopped him right at the high post. Points off a turnover. Derek rolls it up, and he draws Lee. The contact from David Lee in the foul.
Same thing that Nate has been doing in this game is getting into the body of the bigger players. As David Lee says, I didn't do anything. He created the contact, and that's what smart offensive players will do. So Derek will go to the free throw line for the first time in the ball game. The Lakers 15 out of 19. The Knicks 23 out of 24. Woo.
96% for New York tonight. Derek, he just saw second best in the league. He's also 4th best beyond the 3-point arc. So he played at a very high level at the outset of the season and puts the Lakers up by 2. Held our breath on that one. 109-107, 2:10 to play in regulation. Duhon didn't wait for the pick, did he? Now he'll get it.
Always ends up in Nate's hands, though, it seems.
David Lee up against Andrew Bynum. Gets inside, same place, and after the block, then the foul. And David Lee is back to the free throw line. Boy, what a battler this young man is.
Well, the first block actually went right back to him as Andrew basically didn't even jump. Just stood there and put his hands up, but it goes right back to him. And Harrington is the guy that got him on the bottom. I mean, he really ran into him and almost created a situation where the official said, you must have done it, Andrew.
Yeah, Harrington just came and rubbed his man out of the play. So David Lee brings him back within 1. He is 3 of 3 at the strike. 17 and 14. And make it 18 and 14. So every possession now. Incredibly critical, especially when you're going on a 4-game road trip. 4 cities in 5 nights. Kobe, isolation against Chandler with 10 in the shot clock. And a little pull-up game. Comes through again. Lakers by 2, 111-109. Kobe up to 28.
Well, let's see what they can do about stopping this screen and roll after the clock gets down to about 10. Here it comes. Nate Robinson, David Lee with the screen.
Forcing Robinson one way. He's got a kick at the other. Now 7 of the shot clock for Chandler. It'll be Robinson for the lead. He's got it. Nate Robinson puts him up. His night anyway.
What a game he's having.
He's got 31 points. Lakers trail late. On the pick and roll. Fish now up against Robinson. And it's batted out of bounds. Fish blocked away. 14 left on the shot clock. The Lakers keep it to the offensive end. And a timeout is going to be called. Lakers still have a couple of timeouts, plus a 20.
Well, the Lakers thought they had a nice defensive stance on the last possession, but somehow the ball ends up in Nate Robinson's hands.
1 point lead for the Knicks. Robinson's tripled. And in fact, they've only got 2 3-point baskets in the second half after the Knicks hit for 11 in the first half. So they're now 13 of 30. Lakers live. All presented by your Southern California Hyundai dealers. 67 seconds away. So we'll head to the guys in the studio.
Now, this is a crucial possession for the Lakers. Still a lot of time, minute and 7. But you must score here to really take a little bit of the monkey off your back.
It'll come in. Maybe on it to Kobe. Ariza throws it away, and Odom recovers it. Odom and Ariza, and Trev's there.
Wow.
What a break. 113, 112. Al Harrington had the steal.
That was a turnover just waiting to happen.
Final minute. Al Harrington all the way to the cup. Man, blocked away. Bynum gets it. Got it to get it across. Kobe recognizes that.
Does he?
He'll get it across by about a second. So the Lakers with the ball, a 1 point lead.
Let's see what they do here. Screen and roll at the top of Kobe.
Inside, 10 on the shot clock. Now Kobe with Bynum instead of Ariza. The corner three. Long, Odom after it. Harrington's got it. And the Knicks with an opportunity to regain the lead with 26.4 to play. It was right on line, but a little bit long.
Wow. What a finish to this game. The fans have really gotten their money's worth tonight. I've got mine too. Oh, that's right. I didn't pay, did I? 113-112, the Lakers by 1. 26 seconds left. A 1 point lead. But I tell you, the Lakers' last basket, oh my goodness, was it dangerous. First of all, close to a 5-second violation. And then how did Lamar get that away from Harrington? So Lamar says, Trev, let me get you an easy hoop. Just throw it up and you throw it down. The Lakers dodging major cannons here as Trevor lays it up, lays it in. That's just a very, very fortunate play because they were running out of time for the inbounds pass. Then Al Harrington somehow must have closed his eyes and moved his hands as Lamar comes away with it, and the Lakers get a deuce.
You got to believe Nate Robinson's going to be the first option offensively with 26.4 to play. He's got 31 points, and he has been in somewhat of a slow second half for them because the Lakers have done a better job defensively. He has been the one guy that's still been fairly hot.
And you'd have to think also that with only a 2-second differential, basically a little over 2-second differential, that they would go for the last shot, try to win it at the buzzer, or basically as close to the buzzer as possible. So that means that Nate Robinson, if he handles it, he's going to wait. Then where's the help defense going to be? You have to make sure you're in a position to get to the second pass after the help defense.
Well, Nate Robinson's got a season high, not close to his career best. That came last year, 45. He's got 31 tonight. He comes back on the floor with Chris Duhon, Wilson Chandler, Al Harrington, and David Lee. So the Lakers get the biggest stop of the game. Nate Robinson on the handoff. High screen and roll real quickly. David Lee now. Mismatch inside. Nate Robinson outside on the run. It's going to be short and knocked out of bounds. No! Trevor saves it. Gets into the hands of Kobe with Fish. And Fish is fouled with 6.4 to play. Either Kobe, Fish, and he's not on the floor, Sasha. Those are the three you want at the line.
Well, you need these two, that's for sure. Because 2 here puts you in a position where the worst can happen to you is overtime. Because the way the Knicks, especially with Nate Robinson, can get to that 3-point line, nothing is safe unless you go ahead and commit the foul, and teams are afraid to do that.
Yeah, let him hit the 2 first, and then theories and philosophies. Fish gets the first. Nice to have the guy that is second best in the NBA so far this season with the free throw line at the stripe. A 2-point Laker lead. Now this is the critical one. To force them into a 3. he's got it. Crawled over the lip of the rim. Talk about a foul when we come back.
Well, again, we may discuss it when we come back. I don't know if we'll have a chance to even see it, but I guess we could talk about it. 6.4 left, and the Lakers.
Overall philosophy, if you can get them before they're in the act of shooting, then they're only going to shoot 2 because they're going to go up beyond the arc.
You know they are. I mean, they realize they're down 3. They need 3. So what they're going to do is try to set a screen for that speedy guy, Nate Robinson. So, you don't want to foul him before the ball is inbounded. You won't foul anybody before then. But once they get it in the field of floor of play, don't be afraid to take the foul.
Luke Walton comes in. It's going to be Robinson. Sizing things up, and there's the foul on the reach. So Robinson shoots 2 with 3.8 to play.
Yeah.
And you make him go to the line.
Right.
And he hasn't missed at the line. He's 10 of 10.
But here's their theory now. What do? Do they make the first, miss the second one on purpose, thinking that they got to get a chance? Or do they make both and then hope and pray that you miss one of the 2 free throws of your own? But time could go off. There's only 3.8. So when you inbound it, some time is going to get off the clock.
And I believe the New York Knicks, my board says they're out of timeouts. They are. So they can't foul and then expect to advance it if the Lakers make. First, he is 11 of 11 at the stripe.
He's really been the only guy that's pitched a tent there.
Good move bringing Bynum back in for rebounding purposes. And you've got to get the ball into 2 guys, Kobe or Fish.
Yeah, those are the only 2. Those are the only 2 you want to get the ball into the hands of right now.
Nate Robinson, to make it a 1-point game, does exactly that. Cool customer. And a timeout to advance it for the Lakers so you don't turn it over under your own basket.
Yeah, but sometimes it's almost good to get that ball inbounded if you can. But Kobe was open. They could have given it to him.
Lakers will bring it in now with 3.8 to play. They're advancing and saying they want it on the near sideline, our side of the floor, Stu.
Well, and here's a play where obviously this is a situational thing. You've gone through this in practice many, many times. You want to get as much separation from your defender as possible so that time goes off even before he can foul you. When you receive the ball, the clock starts. You want time to go off the clock.
Trevor Ariza almost throws it away. Goes back to Fish. And they're lucky they got the foul.
And only 1.1 goes off the clock. But that was very, very dangerous because the quickness of Nate Robinson, he just about not only deflected, but get in a position to intercept it or something.
And as he goes by Fish, though, does he get him?
Yeah,
he got him. Because if he doesn't, the clock's over.
Yeah, the
game's over.
That's what I was talking about with the separation. But now it puts the pressure back on Derek to make 2. Because there's 2.7 to play.
And they're out of timeouts, the New York Knicks. If he can make both, the length of the floor, he doesn't. So an opportunity now, not only for the Knicks to tie it if Derek makes this, but with so short a clock to win it.
Here's the thing now. You've got to get somebody on Nate Robinson right now. You don't want him to be the guy that receives the pass from out of bounds. He's basically, him and Duhon are the only ones that can go the distance in this kind of time span.
Fish gets the second. So the last 2.7, here it is. They'll bring it into Duhon. At the buzzer, no. The Lakers survive. Come back from a 15-point halftime deficit and beat the New York Knicks at Staples Center. These games will drive you crazy.
That's not a far drive for you.
Got you. Yeah, got you. You've used that before, though.
I know, but it's always good on you. You too.
Lakers 116-114, so it came in to Chris Duhon, and it was well short.
Well short, but again, there was 2.7. You would think he would catch it and try to make at least a couple of more dribbles, get a little bit closer.
So the Lakers now 21-3, 14-1 on their home floor, and go out with a nice little momentum builder and a 4-game sweep of the homestand for that 4-game road trip. Win it by 2 as we head downstairs to Michael Eaves.
All right, Joe, thanks a lot here with Kobe, 28 points. But what a finish to this game, because you guys were down 15. You had to rally in the second half.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was an interesting game. They came out, they were real hot. And it was a good test for us getting ready to go out on the road.
I'm going to ask you about that road trip in a minute. Kobe, you said earlier that you guys need to get better each and every game. Do you see that even though you know you can collectively play better as a team? Do you still see improvement game to game?
No, definitely. Yeah, this was the type of game where we improved in our mental toughness. They were shooting the hell out of the ball, and we had to really get them under control in the second half. They didn't get discouraged, just kept on playing, and came out with the win.
All right, you mentioned that road trip. You got 4 games in 5 days. You're playing 3 playoff teams. This could be a road trip where you find out just how good you are and find out how strong that mental toughness is. Maybe this could be a stretch where you do play your best basketball.
It is. We enjoy going on the road. We build that team unity and chemistry. We bond together. We get in hostile environments where everybody expects us to lose, and those are environments we thrive in.
Can you believe Pau Gasol missed this game tonight?
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, he's under the weather, so he just got to get better, and we get him back on the road, and get our big Spaniard back.
Are you finished your Christmas shopping yet?
I'm done.
Congratulations. A week early, Kobe Bryant. 28 points tonight, and he's already done with his Christmas shopping. How about that? But what a game it was tonight for the Lakers as they do rally to come back. Coming up next on Lakers Live, we're going to hear from Phil Jackson, get his take. Also, more reactions from the locker room. We're going to talk about how the Lakers rallied to win this game, and we're going to take a look at that big road trip coming up for the Lakers. That's next on Lakers Live.